there's a quote that I heard from Jocko Willink when he was talking about life in the Navy SEALs. It went something like, plan your dive, then dive your plan. And I think that's so profound because oftentimes we don't want to actually plan what we're doing beforehand. And when we do, I mean, I fall into the good/bad trap of like planning very meticulously. Sometimes we start questioning the plan that we've created for ourselves when we're in the moment. Oftentimes, at least for me, it's out of laziness or cowardice in the moment to actually get the stuff done. Now, the reason why the Navy SEALs would say plan your dive and dive your plan is because you'd be able to take a look at what was going on. And this is my paraphrasing, by the way, so if I'm butchering this, please forgive me, but my interpretation of it is basically you have much more of a detailed perspective of the situation under the water when you can look at it and you're not actually like in it. Like when you can examine your route for diving when you go down, then you're under the water. When you're there, you don't have as much of a perspective because you're underwater and you can see one way and there's not all this like sensors and gear and stuff, so you really have to trust your plan. And I find that when it comes to business and when it comes to getting things done, it's like we can come up with a plan before, but Mike Tyson says everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And I think that sometimes our plans go out the window with too light of a punch to the mouth. And I'm the biggest culprit of that. And the reason why I start this video off with a mini tangent about plans and diving and things like that is because today was so far a really well executed one. I mean, one of the pieces of the detailed plan that we have today is filmed a YouTube video on the way back from physical therapy. I went to physical therapy today after doing my run this morning. We're starting to strengthen the legs, strengthen the knees, make sure that we can actually go through and build for this marathon that's coming up in October without getting injured, because the last two marathons and half marathons that we were training for got pretty deep during the build and then got injured both times. So now we're doing something about it. So we had woke up at 4:30 today, went out for the run at 5. Got back from the run around 6. It was a 5-mile run, mostly easy, some intervals that were in there as well, so we have to do a little bit of speed work. Posted some Instagram stories in the morning, took a shower, ate breakfast, and then sat down to start work at 6:45. What we did from 6:45 to 8 was work on our formats handbook. So basically we're standardizing our script writing process on a super granular level, which was one of the critical tasks that we had from the acquisition.com workshop that we had done back in March. And I wasn't sure how well we were going to be able to execute this or how fast we were going to be able to execute it, but we've got it down to a pretty granular level right now. And now it's a matter of really just like getting it on paper and then executing it across the organization. So I was working on that. I want to really like make sure, since I know that that's the signal. We have this concept called signal versus noise. So like, what's the signal? Signal is the thing to really work on. Noise is the stuff that makes it seem like it's important to work on, but it's really not that important. There's other more important things to do. This formats handbook and granularity of script writing process is very much the signal right now. So I want to make sure we're putting time into that every day. So I put in an hour and 15 minutes on that from 6:45 to 8. Then after that, I went to go plan the rest of my week and just the deep work that would get done. So basically I find that I do a better job of planning the week when I'm actually like doing some of the work, or at least writing notes of what I have to do throughout the rest of the week while I'm actually in the work, as opposed to trying to plan it at like 9 p.m. or something and you're like half asleep. I've noticed that to be a bit of a detriment when it comes to good planning. So I spent the next 30 minutes planning that. Spent the next hour and a half writing scripts for a high profile client of ours. And then after that, I provided some script guidance where I was the bottleneck on a couple different accounts that we're working on. So that was good. And then after that, sent out one contract and payment link, which got paid. So I brought on a new client today, which was really cool. And then sent out another one, which honestly, I don't know if this client's the best fit. We've been butting heads a little bit on the strategy, and I really don't like negotiating strategy with clients. Like, there has to be really strong reasoning for us to negotiate strategy, and even then I still don't want to negotiate it, but because we know it's going to work. And when there's extra no reason why we negotiate the strategy, I get a little bit extra frustrated, and then I get mega frustrated when like we negotiate the strategy without a good reason, and then like are complaining that the videos aren't performing. So to me, it's like, well, they would perform if we just followed the script, and we weren't. So it's a client that like we could end up closing down and bring in, like we could accept payment for it today, tomorrow. But I think I'm gonna end up letting go of the client. It's just not a match fit. I'd rather not take someone's money that's not super happy and isn't a match fit. So that was that. Then we started calls. We had one at 12:30 with it was a private equity fund guy, but we've been trying to get on the phone for the last couple of days, and he's been late to both the calls by like 5+ minutes. And I personally, like, I don't really care who you are. I'd rather not sit around and wait for someone to join the call. I value my time a lot. I blocked off time to jump on a call, and yeah, I wasn't gonna wait on there more than 5 minutes. So he had joined a couple minutes later than that. I said I don't think it's gonna be a good time today, and maybe potentially not a good fit, because I really value my time. After that, we had a call with an older client who's potentially gonna be re-upping with us in a couple months. And then after that, we had a call with our newest scriptwriter, going through her assignments for the week, giving an example script. Dang, I forgot about the ums today. But after that, another one. Going through her scripts and giving examples of completed versions, and me writing some of the scripts in front of her so she could see how it works. And then after that, we had a client call. Then we had a script writing call with all of our script writers as well as my EA. And then afterwards, I called my EA for our end of day. Drove to PT. Did PT. Now driving back from PT. Gonna do our to-do list after this, eat some dinner, and then go to sleep at a good time. Right now it's 5:58 p.m. So we're still on track. Everything's going according to plan. I've got till 6:15 to get home, and that'll keep us on track and ready to go. So that's what I got for you. Tomorrow's gonna be a big day on the ClickUp boards, assigning all the projects for the upcoming week, as well as updating the boards and the statuses, which we made a couple updates to those on the Monday L10 call that we had as a team. So that's where we're at right now. Today is Tuesday. Got my brother coming into town tomorrow. He's staying over with me for a night before he goes and does West Coast trip with his friend. So he's staying with me, and it will be pretty cool. So we'll get to hang out a little bit, pending I get my work done on time, which I will, because we are planning our dive and then diving our plan. So I'll see you tomorrow for the update.